gonna leave it there. Let me get y'all thoughts. We're gonna start with Joash. You go first.
This girl's a hoe, bro. She's wild, bro. Nah, my thing is, I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like as men, you got to know what you're getting yourself into. No matter how old or young you are, you got to know, at least in Western culture, that there are some. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody has it like bad. There's no perfect person or no perfect gender and stuff. So there's like stuff on both sides that everybody has to deal with. And one of the stuff that we as men have to deal with is once you get money, you got to be careful who you lay with, because some people will take advantage of you. I do feel like at some point, you know, he does need to be like, yeah, I know I messed up, like, you know, everyone was telling me, bro, come out with like some type of, not necessarily an apology, but just let everybody know that, you know, you take some form of accountability. Because at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, she messed up, like, you know, she's foul for that, taking advantage. But bro, like, you know, nobody told you had to do it, bro. Nobody told you to hit raw, Nobody told you none of that. Don't get me wrong, it's still messed up of her to take advantage of that, but at the end of the day, you got to take some form of accountability. So, yes, she a hoe, but I mean, respectfully, to me, how I look at it is you can't really, when you're dealing with a certain caliber of woman, i.e. Brittany Renner, you can't expect certain actions or certain qualities out of certain types of women. So if you already knew the type of time, you would have just, as she said, hit and quit. Hit and call it a trophy. Call it a trophy kill, if anything. But, I mean, for you to, like, get caught up, don't get me wrong, she probably played her cards right, you know, did what she had to do. Because women have that charm sometimes, but at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to keep yourself protected, because it's a cold world out here. You feel me? It's a cold world. So, yeah, that's my thoughts.
All right, Jamal, what you got to say?
Let me hear what you got to say real fast. I know you got something to say.
Listen.
Let's hear what you got to say. What you got
to say? Well, I do agree with Joash that he has to take accountability for his actions. I think him being 23, that's young.
Wait, did you say he was 20 though, right? When they first started? I feel like he was really 18, 19. Because he's still in Kentucky at this point, you know what I mean? He's not in the league yet.
Okay, so
he's college. He's not 23. He's not then.
I'm with you on that. So to me, I think that, is she predatorial? I would say yes. You know, like she's clearly preying on, you know, these young ball players. I don't know who her exes have been, who she's messed with in the past, but just the vibe that she's giving off is that she's looking for a bag. Like, she's literally said that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, in that context, that's literally predatorial. And I mean, you can call it gold digger, you can call it whatever you want, but that's the term. It kind of boils down to that. Now, I do think he needs to take accountability, because growing up, you know, if you have a father in your life, your father should be telling you, if you're gonna go out there and do something, don't bring a baby home. You know what I'm saying? It does seem like he was ready for it. At the same time, you know, I don't know. Like, I guess I can see it both sides. I can see it like someone saying he should take full accountability for what he did, because if he didn't go in there, if he didn't like tell her he want to move in, he want to have the baby and all that, then there wouldn't be a baby. But at the same time, her being 29, you know what I'm saying? Like,
wait.
And
how I look at it is,
go ahead.
My fault. This man,
go ahead.
All right, like, if I think back on, I'm not 26 yet, but if I think back on the wealth of knowledge that I have now at 25 versus when I was 20, it makes a massive difference. Like, the knowledge that I have now, the things that I know now that I did not know at 20, like, yeah, I would probably I wouldn't rule the world, but like, I'd be a little farther ahead. So, like, yeah, no, there is a lot of information. There's a lot of, like, a wealth of knowledge and experience that comes with just living. And she took advantage of her expertise or her experience and used it in the most evil way.
You're talking
Don't get me
about
wrong.
Yo, listen, you're talking about Brittany Renner, bro. Brittany Renner since I was in high school, which is some years ago. This girl has been known. You know what I'm saying? Like, this girl has been out there. She's had that notoriety for the type of girl that she's portraying herself as right now. So it's nothing new. It's just that, this happens to be a young man who gets in the NBA. He's making millions. You know what I'm saying? He's feeling himself. He's seeing the girl that he's seen for however long. And he's probably like, he's probably like the girl or whatever. Now he's got a chance at a girl who tons of other guys would kill to have. So, like, to me, it's like, okay.
Stick with your 7 from high school, bro.
You said what?
Stick with your 7 from high school. You see Savannah, bro?
Nah, bro, chill. It's different though, bro. Like, it's really different because you gotta admit, like, back in college, bro, it's like you see a baddie like that, you feel me? Like, you're not really thinking like, oh, like, she had thought, like, even if she is a thought, it's like you still like, yo, I'm a clap. You feel like, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, bro.
I'm pretty sure he knew that he hit it raw and that he must in it raw. He could have been like, yo, the plan B, or what's going on? Like, how you doing with that? Like, abortion, what's going on? How you doing with that?
She said that
she was on birth control.
Yeah, and they talked about it, and then she got
talked about it. Yeah.
So honestly, like,
so it sounded like he was ready. I mean, I don't feel like he had his head on straight. He was probably talking right after he killed. Yeah, he was feeling himself.
He had that personal clarity, bro. What's up with this man?
Nah. He had that cuddle clarity, bro.
That's why I said, you got to see both sides of it. Like, this man is wilding. I'm not gonna lie.
This man is wilding. Like,
he's definitely
to a certain extent. Like, don't get me wrong, I feel bad for the kid, but I can't feel sorry for him. Like, because I'm like, bro, you did it to yourself. I feel bad for you because you're in this situation, but I will never feel sorry for you because you did this foolishness to yourself. Like, there were a lot of opportunities that you had to either turn back or get the situation reversed. Or you could even I'm pretty sure he could have like fought a little harder for custody. He's a millionaire at the end of the day. What is she? Probably a millionaire, maybe at best, but she does not have as much as he would have.
A woman
always. So I'm like, no.
In that situation, women pretty much always win.
And then he could have been like, yo, I'm a great daddy, da da da, all the blah blah blah. And then he could have defamed her. Really, like, he could have been like, yo, this woman is a piece of crap. She exposes herself online, da da da. He could have done all that.
Yeah, but none of that matters, bro. Because at the end of the day, he chose. So, like, the thing is, I'm not mad at her at all. Like, I don't blame her at all, actually, to be honest. Like, sure, she was like being a predator. Bro, he was specifically she's definitely being a predator because she was specific.
She's not even worth $1 million though. That's the thing. Like, you could have definitely fought a little harder. You feel me? Like,
bro, it's not fully money though. It's not just who has the most money. It's who's more fit to, He can't really have a baby traveling state to state to state to state to state to play games. Like,
I mean,
who y'all think watching that baby?
Right now, do you think that she's actually watching her child?
Prayers up for the baby.
Prayers up for that child.
That's why we feeling the most. Like, that's why I feel bad for. I feel bad for the babies. I don't even care about the parents because they made their choices, but the babies, but that's tough. Especially like porn star babies, like Lana Rhoades, and like all these OnlyFans babies. Imagine going up. You go to school and niggas like, so I seen your mom on TV last night. Like, nah, bro, chill, bro. That's tough. That's a tough life right there. I feel so bad for them, bro. I can't lie to you.
So one thing she did say though, she had brought up how like when it flips, like if the man is older and the woman is younger, like nobody really says it's predatory. She brought up like Jay-Z, Beyonce, that age gap that they have, right?
They do though. People call men predators all the time, but like
millions of people are calling this man a predator, and they
hold on, one at a time.
Nah.
I've heard it several times on the topic of Beyonce and Jay-Z that he groomed her, blah, 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 this and the third. Granted, I don't feel like it was a grooming, but I mean, people were like, oh, he was talking to her since she was 18 and he was like in his 20s or something like that. And I'm like, I feel like that was more professional, and then it maybe got a little more casual as time went on. I mean, you don't know where their relationship thingy, but then again, I'm pretty sure there was a post like a couple of weeks ago or last week that went viral of this man who he raised like his ex-wife's or his ex-girl's daughter, and then he married her when she became 18 or something along those lines. I just find it a little wild. So I mean, people can look at it like that.
That's a true predator.
That's not what we're talking about. Definitely not what we're talking about. But like, not to just keep it specific with Beyonce and Jay-Z though. Like, to what she's saying is, when it comes to men being older, and being attracted to younger women, that is not, there's like a double standard. And she's saying that, nobody keeps that same energy when it comes to the men doing it, but with her doing that, or if that's what she wanted to do, it's a problem. So like, do y'all see a problem there at all? Or
yeah, I think it depends. I think everyone sees a problem in different things. Like as you can see, there's people who support Brittany, and there's people who have a problem with it. Like there's both sides.
I heard anybody support Brittany.
There's a lot of these women. I'm telling you, a lot of women out here, talking about get that bag. Congrats, but no, I mean, like, here's the thing. People like always with things, but it's like, who cares? Honestly, it's like, bro, like, think about it. Like, if you're a college student, right, and you're going out with a high schooler who's like 19, 18, people have a problem with that, right? They see it as like, oh, like, like it's not just a man and woman thing or a woman and man thing. It's like it's just a certain age range. You know what I mean? So like around high school.
Once again, this is Western culture.
Yeah, exactly. No, this is Western culture, but it's true. But it's the culture we live in, and so like people see that as like weird. Like if you're 25, you want like an 18-year-old. No matter if you're a guy or a girl, people see that as weird. Like in our culture, it's not. I don't know. It's like what she's talking about with age difference is like, nah, bro. Like no one cares once you're like past 21. Once you're 21 up, it don't matter. Like nobody really cares. Like, you can be 21 with a 40-year-old. Nobody's really like, oh, disgusting. But if they're below 21, like the legal age, then everyone like has like a whole different mindset.
21 the legal age. That's crazy.
I know. Okay. But like, yeah. But ultimately, I think it's just like the time span like in which you did it. You know what I mean? Like Jay-Z and Beyonce weren't 19 and he was 30. It wasn't. She was like well past 21. So like, you know what I mean? That's why it's like not such a big deal, because it's like we're talking about the age of maturity. Really, that's what it really comes down to. That's what the whole 21 thing is like. You're supposed to be legally mature in a sense, and like, and in college, we know that college kids are not mature, man. Like we all think we are, right? But we never really are mature, And so that's why it's like, and like, sure, like we can say yes to things, we can give our consent, but it's like, how mature?
You understand the full,
exactly the full scope of like what we're actually doing. You know what I mean? Like. Niggas don't even know what degree they want. Like, bro, niggas don't know nothing at that age. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's trying to figure it out. So for you to be like someone who's older, who knows a little bit more, like you said, like things you know now at 25 versus if you were 20, like that's just a 5-year difference. You already like have a whole plethora of knowledge. You know what I mean? That you didn't have before. And so for you to take that same knowledge and try to go back to like that same age range is like, bro, chill for a second, you know what I mean? Because like they don't have that same knowledge, you know what I mean? And I think that's why it's more predatorial, because it's like my man's is in college. Well, the PJ Washington incident, it's like he's in college, he's a hooper, and of course there's gonna be a lot of girls out there. And why wouldn't he like why wouldn't you have sex with this girl, that girl, this baddie, and all that, right? It's like I don't know. I think that's where Brittany's messing up and is thinking that like, well, he hit, and if he's old enough to ride the ride, then he's started up. Like, it's not really that he, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think like he's there physically, but like not mentally. You know what I mean? Because he's thinking
that's where I'm at. That's why I say that.
Yeah, and that's
me that comes off predatorial, because she understands what she's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
He might not.
Yeah, he's thinking,
you know
like,
what I'm saying?
Yo, this is fire.
So if there's one person that's taking advantage of the situation, it would be her.
Yeah,
undoubtedly, like
advantage, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you coming on Instagram Live. I don't care if it's entertainment. I get that people do stuff for clout. I don't care if it's entertainment though. If you could come on Instagram Live and be like, it's stepdaddy season.
Nah, yeah, she be wilding. No, she be saying
that's insane. That's insane.